Hi guys.
Hello.
Welcome back to our channel. So this is me, Rima.
And I'm Jaley.
And guys, today this is actually going to be an interesting, it's a Q&A review between
Yes.
Jaley and myself. Jaley, you just checked out a movie. Guys, as you know, with the announcement video, we're doing reviews now. So this film, GUNTUR, KAARAM, it's an Indian Telugu language action drama written and directed by Vikram Srinivas, and of course starring Mahesh Babu. So Jaley just went to the cinema and she checked it out today for you guys, because obviously we are a little behind, guys. Movies in the US releases a bit after India time wise, but she checked it out. So we're gonna do a review, and I'm gonna probably ask her a lot of questions because I'm very excited. So Jaley, if you wanna tell us what this film is about.
Yes, Rima is here to keep me on track. Since we are switching to more movie reviews, I was like, I ramble too much.
No.
So you guys let us know if you like this kind of Q&A. So looking at IMDb, if any of you guys look at IMDb, it is wrong. It says, follows Guntur KAARAM, the king of the underworld of Guntur City, as he falls in love with a journalist working to expose the illegal activities in the city. What?
That's wrong, guys.
I don't know where IMDb got that, but that's not what it's about.
What is it about? Yeah.
So and guys, we are going to do a more spoiler-filled review as well, but this is kind of trying to keep it as spoiler-free as possible. I'm really bad about that because I like to talk. But essentially, the plot was actually really hard for me to follow sometimes, and I think the movie kind of veers into these subplots too, and then it like tries to rein you back in. And I think that was kind of due to the writing. It could have been stronger to kind of let people know what is actually happening. But essentially, it's about a man who, when he was a child, his mother abandoned him. And you don't know why she abandoned him. And he spends a lot of his adult life like trying to figure that out and wrestling with that. And then he finds her.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so his journey to finding the mom, is it? So pretty much.
Yeah, essentially. She becomes a politician and he kind of goes his own way. And his mom like left their whole family when he was young and there was an accident. He is now working for a chili factory, and so he's like renowned for like loving spice and all that. And some criminals like came at the factory in the very, very beginning, and in that incident, when his mom left, a piece of shrapnel like hit his left eye, and so he's like his vision's all blurry in one eye, and that's pretty important throughout.
Yeah, I'm wondering if this is already too much spoilers, Jaley.
That's not that much. It's not that much.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna
to be fair,
talk about it when it comes to the cinematography. No. That's like in the first 2 minutes of the movie.
Okay, so guys, it's a little bit a mild spoiler, but essentially, we love to talk, like Jaley said. I mean, I have a hard time with these two, but essentially it's about a guy's journey, I guess, to find his family, and he's orphaned, and
he's not orphaned. He still has his father, but
okay.
We don't know why his mother just kind of like left. And he wants to know why. It's his journey to find out why.
Yeah, so self-discovery, adventure, action, I guess we could include all of that. And of course, guys, we're going to talk a lot more, and Jaley's going to share a lot more in the spoiler version. So just wait for that. We're going to have a second video there. But Jaley, let's just get into it. So we have the superstar Mahesh Babu. We also have the young, talented actress Sreeleela. I remember in an old video I called her Sreelala. Very sorry about that.
No.
It's Sreeleela, and several others, Meenakshi Chowdhury, Ramya Krishnan. I'm thinking Ramya Krishnan. By the way, she's the lady. Is this the same lady from Bahubali, Jaley, who was holding up the child in one hand, if you remember, from Jay
I think
Mahesh
it might have been. Yeah, I think you're right.
So
that plays a mother.
That plays a mother. Jayaram, who we have seen, guys, in Hey Nana, so we have been introduced to him in another film with me and Emily that we checked out. Prakash Raj, who is usually playing antagonist, but we'll see, and Jagapati Babu. These are the people listed. So Jaley, tell us what you loved about this film, and then what you think you didn't like, and then we'll go into other aspects, of course.
Okay, I thought the casting was really good. First off, Sreeleela and Mahesh Babu are very attractive. They are so attractive. She is gorgeous, and he is 48 years old.
He's been around for a while. Yeah.
I that's insane. I think that I've seen a lot of like Hindi films, not
Yeah.
enough Telugu. I'm wanting to expand into more Telugu. So I
Hmm.
think this was my first time actually seeing him.
Right.
He was
Right.
excellent right out the gate. And it was a little too much sometimes, but right out the gate, they're like, this is a cool guy. Like the way they introduce him, and he's constantly
Superstar.
smoking cigarettes and like constantly leaning against things and constantly doing slow motion. And like, I don't even think he needed all that stuff. I think he has such a stage presence that like
Mhm.
you don't need all that, but he constantly was. I will. I didn't really buy their romance in the movie.
Mhm.
I think that could have been fleshed out more. And once they
Right.
kind of got together, it felt like she kind of took a backseat in the
Mhm.
movie and she wasn't important anymore. And let's see, what did I like about it? I liked the action sequences.
Mhm.
Um, it was very over the top, but I loved it. And the dancing. All of the
Yeah.
songs were super duper high energy, and Sri
Oh,
Leela
nice.
is an amazing dancer. He makes a comment, and this isn't a spoiler, but he makes a comment when she's dancing at one point. It's like, does she have any bones in her body? Because she like completely
Wow.
bends backwards. She's very
Wow.
acrobatic. Yeah. So I really enjoyed the music moments
Mhm.
because I think they just kind of showed that like I think there were 2 or 3 musical moments that I had already said that he works at a chili factory that took
Right.
place in the factory with like him and all of his employees. So it was like these huge sets with a a bunch
Yeah.
of dancers who were like moving in sync and extremely fast and very very fierce expressions. So I really like the songs, even though the songs didn't really matter.
Mhm. Right. Right. Right.
um, they were good. I The bad guy, you were right. Prakash Raj is
Mhm.
very typecasted as a bad guy, and he was kind of the villain in this. Um, He was okay. I think he
Mhm.
could have been more villainous. All in all,
Right.
the I think the star power of Mahesh Babu is really what kept this film together and kept
Mhm.
it from being kind of drawn out. Like, I think if it wasn't for him, this could have very easily have like fallen apart and been not a super great film.
Right.
I still enjoyed it, but as far as like writing goes, it was difficult to follow. The
Mhm.
background music at times didn't really fit what was happening.
Mhm.
Um, there wasn't really moments that like really captured me and made me feel emotional. Like I felt for him and him like trying to find his mom's love again.
Mhm.
But like anytime they started to have an emotional moment, they would move on to something else.
Mhm.
Um, so I feel like it could have been strung around better. I think the background music could have been different. It could have fit better. But as far as action and dancing and acting goes, I think it was pretty good. And Mahesh Babu was most definitely the best in there. He was just so cool. He
Yeah.
oozes coolness.
Yeah, that man. I mean, he's a superstar, of course, and I think
Mhm,
it's funny, Jaylee, talking about him or hearing about him. Like, I mean, I'm kind of excited to see this film myself.
mhm.
Maybe later when it comes out on a streaming platform, or maybe if I have time to check it out in the cinemas. But I have to say, the first Telugu language film that I saw was with Mahesh Babu, which is
Oh,
Pokari. Which because it was back in the day, in the 2000s, early 2000s, and so much buzz about this guy. So he is the breakthrough, like Ram Charan, NTR. I'm not
mhm.
sure who came first on the scene, but I know I heard of Mahesh Babu first. So yeah, I'm not surprised that he's a cool cucumber.
Yeah, he was just so
Very good
dang.
looking.
And the whole time he was doing these action scenes, this got me every time. He's wearing these like open-toed shoes, and he's kicking people, and I'm like, your feet must be so strong. I like the way the action was shot. It was obviously way over the top. Like he would like
Right.
kick a guy and he'd go all the way across the room.
Right.
But I thought
Superhero.
it was fun. I thought the action was fun, even though it was ridiculous. There were a few moments in the movie where you could tell they were trying to be funny,
Right.
but it wasn't really funny. Like you could hear the background music would get all wonky and like like a funny moment is happening right now, but I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the things is, I mean, obviously, so what would you like, I guess my question to you would be that were there actors or equations that you felt really worked well in the film, like with Mahesh Babu perhaps, and maybe if you don't remember the name of the actors, like what are some of the
Mm.
equations maybe with characters in the film that stood out to you,
Um,
or were there any or not?
let's see. Of course, Mahesh. I liked the guy who played. Mm, let me see if I can remember the name of the character. The guy who was the father of Sreeleela. I believe it was Mukesh Rishi.
Okay.
He was wearing glasses in the film. I could be wrong.
Right.
Let's see.
Guys, let us know in the comment below if you know
Yeah,
who's that particular actor. So this is the
but it was
grandfather
the
of.
guy who wore glasses. No, he's the father of Sri Leela, and he was kind
Okay.
of he was working for um so the bad guy,
Hmm.
and this isn't too much of a spoiler, but I feel like I should say that Prakash Raj was
Hmm.
Mahesh Babu's grandfather,
Okay.
and this character was kind of his right hand man, and he was kind of your average like bumbling around trying to keep his job, being
Hmm.
bullied, really struggling. I liked him. I thought that he kind of stood out to me as a good actor. And then, not to say that anyone else was like a bad actor, but I just didn't think that they had really the chance to like show
Right.
that they
Right.
were like Ramya Krishnan as
Hmm.
the mother. You don't really see her a whole lot,
Hmm.
and when she does go into her story, I was still left with questions. I was like,
Hmm.
okay, I'm still not quite sure what happened
Right.
here. Um, but
So then I think if we were to kind of talk about like the direction or the editing, did you feel like the film was the right length, or do you think there were things that they could have probably done more crisper? What were your thoughts on that?
I do think it was a little too long. I feel like it could have been cut some more.
Hmm.
The beginning there was a lot of very jumpy cuts, and I wasn't sure what was going on. But they kind of talk about that later on.
Hmm.
Um, a lot of slow motion,
Right.
like every single action scene had a lot of slow motion, almost too much. But
Right.
I did a detail I really liked is the reason I had mentioned the spoiler that he one of his eyes is pretty much blind is when they showed from his perspective,
Hmm.
half of the screen was blurry.
Oh,
And
interesting.
so he would sometimes like cover his eye or like do this,
Hmm.
um, or he would tell people to move a little bit to the right. I liked that. I liked that they you could always tell when you're seeing through his eyes because half of it is blurry.
Interesting.
Um, I wouldn't say that too much of the cinematography really stood out to me. The setting of the chili factory was really cool and really consistent.
Hmm. So I think overall, like, how would you sum it up? Jaylee, is this something that highly recommend? Maybe you want to say one time definite watch, or something that didn't work for you, but maybe perhaps works for our audience. So give us your verdict.
I think if you're an action fan
Hmm.
and a Mahesh Babu fan,
Right.
10 out of 10. Recommend. Go watch it. Um, the romance felt a little dry to me. I think that while she was gorgeous, that was basically her only character trait.
Hmm.
Um, he would just talk about how pretty she was all the time.
Right.
And I wish that she had more chance to like actually, be someone that wasn't just like eye candy.
Right. Right.
um, So the drama and the romance fell flat for me, but the action was excellent. So if you're going for action, definitely watch it. If you want a fully fleshed out movie, maybe, worth one watch. I don't know that I would watch it again.
Okay. All right. So that was, guys, our honest opinion. I think from what you're saying, Jaylee, I get the fact that this is sort of a fun, sort of light, breezy type of film in the sense of, action heavy, but
Yeah.
nonetheless something where you could just go to enjoy. And perhaps there are some weaknesses with the storyline, etc. But if you're just out there and you're a big Mahesh Babu fan, guys, go check it out.
Oh
So
yeah.
this
If
is
you're a Mahesh Babu fan, do not miss this. He looks so good.
yeah.
And he is always
Yeah.
smoking. He's always taking his like match and lighting it on stuff.
Well,
I'm
like
like,
they didn't
can you
give
even
you
do
the
that?
didn't I have the thing no smoking in the corner? Because in India, I think it's very much against. So they probably have a don't
this
smoke in theaters.
No, this character did not pay attention to that warning.
Yeah. But anyway, so this is, guys, Guntar Karam with Mahesh Babu. Jaylee, thanks so much. Jaylee took time out, guys, to go watch it for you. First, I don't know if it's first show, but definitely first day here in the United States as it is released. I hope you appreciated this no spoiler review. And we're trying to be as honest as possible, guys, covering all our bases, giving constructive criticism. We're not here to tear down any film, but we will point out things that are honest and true based on our point of view. So do like, subscribe. Jaylee's social media links are down below. Let us know what other films of Mahesh Babu we should check out. And do not miss the spoiler version, because we're just going to jump into it, me and Jaylee, right after
Oh
this
heck
shoot.
yeah. I got things I want to talk about.
So that one is a unmissable video that you should check out. All right, guys. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.